the floating hand. Hi everyone, you have found what to play next. We're bringing everything that's awesome in gaming. My dad bought me this game so far back. Sorry, you did not make The Witcher. Things that we do not believe for 100. Steam was just starting out, and he was absolutely enchanted by the concept of launcher where you could put all your games together, because previous to that, you needed to download them. So that's how long ago The Witcher. This is the remastered edition, so they definitely went in and they gave it an upgrade.
His name was Geralt of Rivia.
Hello, Geralt of Rivia.
He was a witcher, a professional monster slayer. An unusual contract to lift the curse that held a monarch's daughter. It was enough to spend the night with the princess, dusk till dawn. If only she were not a deadly beast, a striga. The traitor responsible for the curse became the bait.
Going to war, son. This is Slavic. Slavic fables are much more real. They had a harder life than some of the more temperate zones. And it shows. Like, their monster hunters they have an element of evil that Shapovsky, he really brought that to The Witcher. It was a series of books that then became a game. Like I said, it was highly recommended. I had a passing familiarity with it. I never got into them as much as my dad. He had this problem where when I would have adult content, even in my 20s, he was lapsed Catholic, so it would be like church for him, and he just couldn't, so I stuck with adventure games a lot when I was home. So he'd really recommend a game to me and then want to delete it from the computer. And this one's very adult. Because he knew I was a professional. It was a hard generation gap here where all the gore was still happening off scene, but then TV was starting to bring things like sexuality home. That's very, very evident in Polish literature. There is a secondary story underneath it that if you don't translate it properly, and they kind of didn't, you don't get this edge of why he had two women at all times. And there is a story in there for that. If you're familiar with the culture, you just know it's there. Like, Triss obviously goes and gets a white rose at one point for a reason. Ooh, she is just... You'd marry that to be royalty. Would. Check them out! And with the left and the right, crazy with the hips. So he's trying to subdue her. Obviously he has to save her. That is... What is worse than a babysitting mission for 500? Now, she flees from the sunlight. This happens during, they tried to stay very true to the novels in the Netflix adaptation. Silver chains are so overrated. You see them in everything from True Blood to... I personally think it was the ability to track currency that killed a lot of the word of mouth that made these monsters, that gave them habitats. You can see a lot of the she that, Americans don't really think is involved in European mythology. And it is. Geralt was interesting because he chose to have personal relationships that made him relatable. Witchers are emotionless. You kind of can't have fear, or else you'd fail. Because of their abilities, they live in a very political world where kings and queens want their services. It's very, very personal, and they just can't have that. You have to wonder if every woman would have been Triss or Yennefer for him. My goodness. Girl, when I get buried, I want that hovering above me. That is a guardian angel. Takes away our hiding spot. This is crazy. So, like the days of our lives, we are but dust in the wind, dude. So he takes away her ability to seal herself off. It's interesting because you can follow it psychologically, and they are set up that way. Slavic peoples are very culturally entwined, and they like to share their stories. But they make you a part of them. It's very interesting. So she passes her curse to him, and he has to
gravely
recover.
wounded, the Witcher lifted the curse and gained fame. The world changed with the coming of the Great War, the time of the sword and axe, the time of disdain. Geralt of Rivia disappeared, all but forgotten. But that's another story.
So they're all about the if you've ever seen Overdone Church, that's what they do. But it makes for really good fantasy, so we loved it. They had a show, Hexen, prior to the Netflix series that is still good. That's foreign language. You can probably find it on YouTube if you just want a preview. Play The Witcher! Play one of the new adventures, each of which tells a singular story based on the world and characters of The Witcher. Obviously, we're going to do option B at some point. For novice gamers, combat is easier. Alchemy is not required to survive. Kinda need alchemy, like we have to do this. Mouse preferred. Keyboard and mouse controlled. Recommended for casual. I mean, I generally make it easy on this check, but this is... we're serious now. Like, this is a genre. I'm trying to figure out the multiverse, and I know that it's placement, product placement, that has the scientific element to it. So they organized it via merch, and like, I have credit cards. I know how to do this. So Witcher to me lets me do that. And then Arrowverse hasn't really been made into gaming yet, which is heartbreaking. DC is so gritty that it needs that. I mean, Batman was
The Northern
huge.
Kingdoms nursed their wounds for 5 years after the Great War. Plague and famine raged, the death toll unknown. A few surviving elven and dwarven units sought refuge amidst forests, where they prepared for a final, desperate fight. Abominable beasts ruled backwoods, highways, and former battlefields alike. In cities and villages, folk were left wondering what had happened to the Witchers. The Blue Mountains in the north of Kedwen, the year 1270. 5 years after the Great War.
That's Proto-Gaelic, which is interesting. Proto-Gaelic, not Gaelic. Gaelic, that would be a C. So like some sort of Welsh, maybe a Norwegian base. They're like half and half. Anglo and the more native Proto-Gaelic. Geralt, what are you running from, friend? What's going on? Do you not want to go back to the castle with the old men? Is it the scary place now? The monster under the bed is you. It's true. Ah, good. You're awake.
Where am I? Everything's all right. I've no idea where you've been. The important thing is you're alive and among friends. Though you look like you just left your grave.
Yeah, I need to make a artist stat.
I remember nothing. We'll speak soon enough. We're nearing Kaer Morhen.
I love those old castles in the mountains. America does have castles, but it doesn't have anything like this, where it was just disgusting power and money was spent on it, you know? It was back when icons were a thing. It's such a different world. There's a level of respect that isn't present in American culture that makes European Americans very sad. Because you can't just go back and get it, and you can't invent it. So we have this sort of decadence that we're always waiting to fall into. Where there won't be that respect to save you. You know, like the peasants are revolting.
We're home. Leo, get Triss.
I love the, I want to call it Gregorian, and it's not, it's too Gaelic. Poland has a similar root, not roots, but root.
Your time nears its end, witches. Enjoy things while you can.
Science, how dare you rear your ugly head?
Wrong! You missed the parry! I keep repeating this. Pirouette always followed by a back cross parry. Always!
Barely 2 days have passed since they found you.
Mm-hmm. I owe my recovery to you. Thank you, Triss.
Remember anything?
Women
Not
have an
much.
interesting
Look
role.
below. I know the moves. Pirouette, parry, cut. I can't explain it, but I feel a bond when we speak. I know you are important.
Geralt, we...
I need to think.
Time flows slowly at Kaer Morhen.
Ha! It worked! Not bad. Take a rest. What do you think, Geralt? Is he ready for the path?
Guess we'll find out.
Wait for the rest. He's alone. The Professor promised 50 orens for every freak we kill.
He's mine!
Like I said, the element of evil, like... It gives them a vulnerability.
Vesemir, we got
just to the
company.
populace that would allow them to socialize without actually interacting. They would just have this story.
I'm shutting the gate. Geralt, grab a sword off the training forms.
Oh, we're going. Okay, let's... What are we doing? Kick butt, take names. Wow, somebody got impaled and you want me to use that one? Move the curse to the sword, quick. Hostile characters like red vitality and Whoa! Hold on. I have keyboard and mouse control. Clicking is not working. Let me grab options. Floating info, video, sound controls. Move forward, move backwards, straight left, straight right. Draw steel sword, draw silver sword. Where's fight? What's, oh, scroll down. Non-combat mode, next weapon, strong style, ZXC. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Arquen, Yrden, Igni, and Oxy. Potions, I make quick slots. Hero map, journal, alchemy. I can flip my camera angles. That's going to be interesting. I could actually probably do that as I go if I wanted to look pretty. You learn to fight first. ZXC. That's different. I don't think I would have gotten that off the drop. Options. Come on, sweetie. Get a grip on it. You can do this. There we go. I know that it's brutalistic ballet style. Just have like one move here.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Anyone know who the intruders are?
Ordinary bandits would never attack Kaer Morhen.
That we know, Marigold. You could try some of your famous magic.
In due time, Lambert.
Enough! We need to check the other possible passages to the upper courtyard.
Okay, over the shoulder. Rotate the camera. Press shift to unlock and freely move the cursor. Oh, my feet couldn't quite keep up with that. And then that allows me to interact.
I've defended this fortress with my life, and I won't stop now.
Bandits are a rare form of entertainment.
Not now, Geralt.
Oh, thank you, Chris. You're like the only one that's on point. Everyone else wants to have a talk.
Who would be foolish enough to attack us?
Well, you know, there's peasants. They do all sorts of things.
What's happening?
They're trying to break down the gate!
They won't get anywhere without a battering ram.
Shit! What is that?
Not a battering ram,
A frightener.
to be fair.
One mean beast.
Savola. I know him. A mage as ambitious as he is insane.
Oh, he's building a reputation. That's nice. We have like a little social circle there. He's got his rep. Repping it out. Got a little
They're coming up here. Get ready.
Wings. I was born ready. Look at me, be ready.
There's more! They're entering the upper courtyard!
The one in glasses is the professor. Murder for hire.
They don't get
I
out
sense
much.
magic. There's a sorcerer among them.
Triss, you're not actually psychic. Just read the bio.
Professor, you know the way. Get to it.
I don't know her character. She's kind of a hoe. Not a spoiler alert. I'm sure you didn't notice.
The professor is wanted in Redania, Temeria, and Kedwin. A real maggot. I don't recognize the sorcerer.
Marigold, I'm interested in whether you can disarm Savola. The rest is witch's work.
I'll try.
They're coming.
The Frightener is very dangerous, but it's vulnerable to loud noises.
The bell's in the upper courtyard.
Exactly. Eskel, Lambert, you'll help me stop the Frightener and the bandits. Leo, stay behind us. Geralt, you open the gate to the upper courtyard.
When we're there, Triss can stop Savola and his pet, while we prepare to deal with the Professor and the unknown mage.
I'll figure something out.
Let's do this. Bleed them a bit down here before withdrawing. Geralt, follow the wall and break through to the tower where there's a passage to the upper courtyard.
Alone?
They're just bandits, though one might be infamous. You must open the gate. We'll be waiting. Good luck, Wolf.
Thanks, man. Alright, I just go ahead and cut it here. Even though I'm in the middle of the tutorial. As soon as I hit a save point, basically, I'll go ahead and cut the game here. So I have to work on how to use the sword. Obviously my camera angle detaches, but not during combat. So there's all sorts of game mechanics. Like, do I click? Do I hold? That sort of thing. Right now I'm just gonna hammer on this guy until he goes down. His indicator is underneath him. So some really basic things going on. Link in the description below. It looks like they put in some bonus material for the enhanced edition, so we're definitely going to check that out. Also on their Gamer Grind, we partnered with a great indie company to have gamer coffee brought to your door. So that is, if you want to put your logo on merch, great company for it. Also down there is Coffee, K-O-F-I. It's a social network for indie developers, beta testers like me. Here we go. A little more lateral movement in our combos here. He was starting to look like a novice. It's ticking me off. Come on. Gotta learn to dodge a little more. The forums are very important to these people, I swear. Liking, subscribing, commenting, that is always free. So definitely light up that button if it's the wrong color. We love you guys. We love that you are always along for the ride. So smash the subscribe button, like, comment. We love hearing from you. And we will see you in the next video. Come on, sweetheart. Make it happen. Two charges. I can do a combo.
You'll regret the day you were born.
I mean, that's rare. The day I was born, it's so specific. Maybe I can change off of my aggressive fighting form into something a little simpler.
Mess with me and die.
Come on, just pop him with the hill. And then we have to go up, so let's see if we can save.